Hello, everyone. Hello, and welcome to another live. Thank you so much for joining me. Make sure that you put in the chat box where you are joining me from. Also, if this is your very first time jumping on live with me, let me know in the comments. I would love, love, love to hear from you. So, today I wanted to discuss with you um, four calendars that you need in order to organize your business. This is something that I do every single month within my planner. I will do use Trello sometimes in order to make sure that I have all of that I am like staying on top of all of the different areas within my business. Hi, welcome. And if you don't have, or if you have a side hustle, if you have a business, if you have your regular 9 to 5 job, then please let me know in the comments below what you currently have going on. And if you use any one of these calendars in order to organize your business. So please let me know where you're joining me from. Yes, we are live. Hi, Phoebe. Yes, we are live. This is my first live of 2023. I decided to move it to Tuesdays. So if you knew in the past that I used to go live, I would normally go live on Mondays, and my schedule don't really allow me to go live on Mondays anymore. So now I have to go live on Tuesdays. I think I'm gonna call it Teaching Tuesdays. I believe that might be the new name. We are still playing around with that. But thank you all so much for joining me. Today, we are going to be talking about the four calendars that I use within my business. And if you're setting yours up, I think I saw Lauren in there. Hi, Lauren. Hey. If you are setting yours up like Lauren might be doing for the year, or if you are brand new to business and you are just thinking about how you're going to get started, then hopefully this class will help you along with all of the others that we do. Teaching Tuesdays. Okay. Seems like a lot of y'all might like that name. Welcome if this is your very first time, the Almost Organized Owl. I love your name. Hello. If you have a YouTube channel, it looks like you do. I'm going to have to follow you because I have to follow anyone that has organized in their name. Okay, let's go ahead and jump into it. Today, we're going to be talking about the four calendars that you need to organize your business. And the organized business is coming back. If you didn't know about the organized business, it is my 4-week intensive that I do with about 15 business owners. And I will usually do this for 4 to 5 weeks. Usually it's 4 weeks of classes. And then in the last week, we will do a 60-minute one-on-one session. So during those 4 weeks, we talk about mindset, what type of business you're going to have, what type of entrepreneur you are, management, where I'm talking about your time management, your marketing, and your overall with your money. Now, your money is kind of new to me talking about within the organized business, but that was some feedback that I got from the last time I did the organized business. So I'm really excited about this. That's going to be a 4-week intensive. If you're interested in it, I do have it linked in the pinned comment at the very top of this live, so you could check out the website. It's going to start on February 15th, and then it's going to be from the 4 weeks from the 15th through March 8th. And then we have the last week where we do our one-on-ones. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into today's class, where we're going to be talking about the four calendars that you need to organize your business. Let me answer the first question that I'm sure someone's going to ask. This does not have to be on paper. This can be a digital representation of your calendar. You can definitely do it in Trello. You can do it in whatever, or in Google Cal, if that works for you. I do have it on paper, but I also have created a digital version for us to kind of share through today. So I'm going to be walking you through how I use both of these in order to help me to kind of plan out everything that I have going on. Okay. I see that a lot of you do have multiple planners. You have multiple things going on. Cherie just said she is a personal chef, health and wellness advisor, and her business is Global Love Catering and Personal Chef. So you already have a lot going on as well. So hopefully this will help you as you are getting more structure and organizing more things. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. The first calendar that you need to have is your products and services calendar, your product and services calendar. So what is your product and services? That is the services or the products that you provide within your business. And you're going to provide different things throughout the year. Now, you may have certain things that are standard. Like for instance, with my Etsy shop, I have planners that is all year long. That's never going to change. If you go to my Etsy shop, you will always see planners. You will always see stickers. However, there are certain products that I have within my business that only come up every now and then. For instance, the Organized You is my membership that goes on all throughout the year, but the Organized Business is not. I only do it quarterly. Like I said, I'm doing it for the month of February. I probably won't do it again until the month of June. So I usually have to decide what products or what services are going to be coming up around different parts of the year. And the way that I'm going to show you this, I want to show you exactly how I set these up as we go. So we're going to look at a little snippet of my calendar and how I would set these different things up. So let's talk about these four right here. The first one is the Organized Business, which is a service that I provide. That's a 4-week intensive where I'm going to be working with a small group of women, right? So that's the very first product, or that's the first service that I would need to add to my calendar. The second one is my cash wallet. Now, this is a product that I provide that is currently out of stock, but I want to bring it back. I want to relaunch it and I want to bring it back to my shop. So it's on this list as a product. My one-on-one service calls, I do those throughout the year. I'm not able to do them as often as I would like, but I like to do one-on-ones every now and then whenever I see some opening in my calendar, and then my product or my planner launch. Right? So that is something else that I need to kind of schedule in and play around with my calendar to see how it's going to work. So how would this look if I wanted to add it into my planner? This is what I would normally do. I pull out a blank calendar. This is for the month of February 2023. And the first thing that I'm going to do is add in the services that I want to add or the products that I want to do for the month of February. So as you can see, I said that the Organized Business was launching on February 15th. So I have put that on my calendar. It is in purple, and it is the launch of the Organized Business. And then I have listed out all of the classes. So it's on the 15th, the 22nd, the 1st, and then there's another one on the 8th. And I have marked down my calendar all of the things that are going to happen, the fact that I'm going to have this service on this particular day, right? So that's the very first calendar that I need to have. The other product that is going to launch around this time in February is my cash wallets. Like I said, they are currently out of stock, but I am bringing them back at the end of the month. So I wanted to add that to my calendar as well. So this is the first thing that I'm adding to my calendar is all of the products and services that I want to launch within my business. Now, I have both. I have products and services. So I usually will have to kind of maintain and put on my calendar both of the things that I want throughout the year. You may only have one, or you may have just another. So if you just have products, then you might just have to add into your planner all of the products that you're going to launch throughout the year. And if you just have services, then you just have to add to your calendar all of the services that you need to add throughout the year. I have both, so I'm adding in both. Okay, so this is the very first one that you need to add. This is the first thing that you will look at and add into your calendar. Easy peasy, the first thing that you would add. The second thing that you're going to add into this calendar, this is the same calendar, but it's a different subset that we're going to be looking at, is your events and your classes. So if you teach classes, I do teach classes. Then you want to think about those classes. If you have different speaking engagements or different events that you do for your business, then you want to look at those dates and try and add them on. So I have the Organize You. That's my rant. That's my membership, which means it's going on all throughout the year. I have speaking engagements that go on throughout the year, and I have meetings that go on throughout the year. So what does this look like? What does it look like when I add this on along with the products and services that I have just added? Here we go. The first one is, as you can see, all the ones in purple, remember, those are my services. And then the green is my products, right? And so I have added in pink speaking engagements that I have outside of my business. So this is for another business that has called me to come in to help me, to help their team get organized. So I am going in, I'm going to do a workshop, and then I am going to add this into my calendar as well. Now, this is a great question. Would I add the time for the services? I usually do. Now, this is my Trello board. So within my Trello board, I might not add all of the times, but for Google Cal, I definitely will. And the main reason that I'm going to do that is because many times I could have different things that are happening on the same day, right? I am having multiple things where, because I post to YouTube on Wednesdays and Fridays. I am posting regular videos, and then I go live on Tuesdays, right? So because I have Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday where I have different things coming up, on Wednesdays, I would have multiple things. So I would add the time for those things. Now, it depends on how close I am to the actual event. When I am initially doing it, I don't add the time, but as I am adding it into my planner, I will do the time. So let me come off so I can show you really quick what it looks like in my actual planner. Because what I am showing y'all is the digital version, but usually I keep it paper because I just prefer paper. So this is what it looks like when it is in my planner. And as you can see, I don't have times on here, but this is my future data calendar. This is when I am just planning out for the future month. When I am planning for February and I am actually setting up my planner for the month of February, I will add the time. I will add the time. It won't be just listed out as it is here. It's as it gets closer, I will add more and more of the time, okay? I'm trying to make sure I'm answering your questions. Can you pre-order? Yes, I am going to make it to where you can pre-order the cash envelopes when we get a little bit closer, probably like a week or 2 weeks out. Make sure you're on my mailing list. I'm going to mail it out, and I am going to send it out when it's available for pre-order, and then it will ship around the 25th of the month. So I'm going to wait till we get a little bit closer, just so I can get like a head count of how many I might need, and then I will set it up for a pre-launch. Okay, so let's go ahead and keep going. So I have my speaking engagement with a business here, and then I have also listed in here the classes, because these are all of my events and classes. So we have added in my products and services. Then we have also added in my events, which is a speaking engagement here. And then I also have added in any classes that I have throughout the month. So as you can see, it's starting to build on one another, and the calendar is starting to get more and more full. So it helps me to see a structure of how I'm going to be able to do what and what I should be doing around a particular time, okay? So let's go into the third calendar that you need. The third calendar, your content. Content calendar is a big part of any business right now, to be honest, because no matter what type of business you have, what type of entrepreneur you are, you have to do some form of marketing in order to get more eyes on your product, more eyes on your services. So with your content, you need to Figure out what you're going to be posting when it comes to YouTube, to Instagram, to TikTok, weekly newsletters. Are you sending out emails? What time frame are you doing this? Now, most people will think about the YouTube, they'll think about Instagram, they'll think about old social media, but not a lot of people are thinking about those newsletters and the emails, but they are just as important because they keep the community that you already have really engaged. So you should have gotten an email. If you're on my email list, then you should have gotten an email right about 15 minutes before I went live. I sent out an email saying, hey, I'm about to go live, and this is what we're talking about, just in case you're interested in this particular class. So this is something that you may need to jump on and be able to see, right? So having a list of when these things need to come out is really important because it helps you to stay on track. So let me show you what mine will look like. I will usually add into my calendar when I'm going to go live on YouTube, when I am going to be posting a YouTube video. I will also add in here, I haven't added it on this one because I usually add it on my paper calendar, but I will also add on when I'm going to send out a weekly newsletter, which I try and do that once a week. And I always send out emails before I go live. Usually I will always send them out, especially when it's a certain type of video that I believe my audience would really love. I will send those out as well. What I just mentioned, when a product comes back in stock. So when my cash envelopes come back in stock, that will be an email. And many times you want to add to your calendar when you need to send out those emails because it keeps everyone informed, right? So I have my cash wallets are back in stock here. I might want to send out an email probably around the 18th, maybe the week before, and I will add on this Saturday, send out weekly email. I've added in my YouTube videos here. I also post videos on Wednesdays, so I can add that here as well. I have my YouTube live class on the 28th here. So this allows me to see what content I might need to post or what I might need to talk about around a particular time. For instance, right now I'm doing a business type class. And the reason why we're talking about the business type class is because the organized business is coming back up. And so I'm going to be doing a couple of classes around the business side just to tell you different things that I would do. And if you're interested in the organized business, then you could jump into the actual intensive and get more one-on-one interaction, and we would be able to talk about that as well. Same thing with almost every other aspect of your products or services. Knowing your products and services, knowing your events and your classes, you can schedule your content around those things. So if I know organized business is coming back up, well, then I need to send out a newsletter about the organized business. I need to make sure that I let my social media community know that the organized business is coming back up. I need to do reels on that. I need to do all kind of posts and different things to let people know what's going on within my business. Same thing with the cash wallets. When the cash wallets come back in stock, I need to do reels on the cash wallets so that people know that they're back in stock, that they're back in my shop, to show people exactly how to use them. So you got to think about the different things that's coming up with your business, and you got to think, okay, what products do I have that is launching? What services do I have that are launching? What do I need to tell people about? And when you see it on a calendar, when you see that you have this product coming out or that product coming out or this service coming out, then it makes it easier to develop that content. If you've ever had, a brain freeze where you're trying to figure out what you're going to post, many times your products, your services can easily help you. Your events, your classes, all of those help you figure out what content to post, because whatever I have coming up, that's usually what I'm going to be posting about. Whatever product is coming up, I'm going to be talking about it. And then if I don't have any products, any services really coming up, then I might talk about something that I already have, like my planner. something that I am always selling, right? It's always in my Etsy shop. It's always available. So you got to think about that when you're thinking about the content. Don't just think about social media. You got to think about your weekly newsletters, your emails, your Facebook groups, your TikTok, all of it together. They all work together, not just one, all of them work together. Okay. So I have added on to my calendar. So we have built on one another. As you can see, I have my services is in the purple. Products are green, so I've added that. And then I have my speaking engagement, which is in the pink. The classes that I'm going to hold throughout the month, which are blue. And then I have added red for my YouTube classes, my YouTube videos. And I usually will also add in when I'm going to send out emails and when you will get a weekly newsletter. Okay, so what's the fourth one? Your workflow calendar. Now, this one is big. A lot of people disregard this one, but this is the one that keeps you the most consistent. And the reason why is because usually we do not incorporate our personal events when it comes down to our planner. You usually have a work planner and then you have a personal planner. And usually you will look at your work planner at work and you look at your personal planner at your personal planner. But if you are a business owner, a lot of times they can combine, because many times if you're an entrepreneur, your work and your personal life can kind of crisscross at certain times, and one could majorly affect the other, right? So what do you need to work around? When we're talking about your workflow, what could possibly interrupt your workflow? This one is super important. What holidays do you have coming up? What personal events do you have coming up? What family items could possibly throw off your schedule? And what days off do you need to take? So what does this look like for me? What does this look like? When I add in additional events that could possibly throw off my schedule, I'm going to add in Valentine's Day, because Valentine's Day is on the 14th and my daughter is in a parade that I am going to walk in with her. So that means that particular Tuesday, if you notice, I did not put that I was going to be doing a YouTube live. That means that I'm probably going to post a video instead of doing a YouTube live, because I'm going to be with my daughter and I know that I'm not going to be able to go live and be with her at the same time. Same thing on the 21st. The 21st of February, I live in New Orleans. It is Mardi Gras Day. Nothing happens in the city of New Orleans on Mardi Gras Day. It is a complete holiday here. And so I need to mark that off on my calendar. I need to make sure that I realize that I'm not going to be able to do any major work events on that particular day. So this is a time frame where you're looking at what else is going on in your life. What other things do you have that could possibly affect how you're able to accomplish all of the other things that you have? So for instance, when I write down and when I look at the personal events, it will change what my timing will be for my YouTube schedule. It will also change what time I might take for planning out different events, what speaking engagements I might take. All of that will make a major difference. I will change and adjust based on what I have going on in my personal life. And many times I realize this can affect our consistency the most. When we don't pay attention to what's going on in our personal lives, then it ultimately affects our work, because we will have to choose at the last minute and change up our schedule at the last minute. But the more we can kind of plan ahead of the different things that are kind of coming up, this makes it much, much easier to say, oh, I know I'm not going to be able to do a YouTube live. Like I said, I know I'm not going to be able to do a YouTube live on the 21st of February. So let me see if I could do a video instead. Let me see if I could schedule and post something else instead, so that my audience still receives something from me, even if it's not what they would usually receive at this particular time. So you got to think about things like that. And also, this 100% works as for university students. This is something that I taught at another college a couple of months ago when I was talking to college students. Many of them don't think about, like, you have a presentation due at a specific time, right? I know this presentation is due in 3 months. But many times we're not paying attention to the holidays, the breaks, the other things that could possibly be coming up, the dentist appointment, the doctor appointment, or other family events that could be affecting our time. And so it affects our preparation, it affects how much time we have to study, it affects all of those little things that we are not paying attention to until it gets too close to the actual date, and it could throw you off and mess up your deadline, right? So this works in so many aspects of your life, which is why my catch-all planner is the spot where I will put all of this. And also, this is why I will do my planner and then I put it in different colors. So as you can see, I have in blue the class that I wanted to do, and then I have red the YouTube videos that I'm going to be posting, and in pink I have when I'm going live, and Mardi Gras Day is on here, and the Valentine's Day parade is on here, and I will put things in different colors because what this does for me is it allows me to see a big overview of everything that is coming up, of everything that I might need to worry about, anything that's coming up that might throw me off, anything that I might really need to pay attention to or adjust my schedule to make sure that I am still consistent with everything that I want to do. Okay, so here are some additional things that you should think about when you are setting this up. Like, I like to do this for an entire quarter, and then I would really zone in on for a particular month. So I did this for January, February, and I also did March. So I have March in my planner as well. And as we get closer and closer, I add more and more details. So here are the additional details that I will usually add. The launch and pre-launch timing. So when we're talking about launching a product, you don't just automatically just launch it and just say, hey, guess what? This is here. Usually there's a time frame where you're asking your audience if they want this particular product, where you're talking about the product before it even hits the shop or before you even have the service. Like, we are talking about the organized business right now, and it doesn't really come until the 15th of February. So this is considered like a pre-launch period where I am talking about something that's not really here yet. Same thing with my wallets. I will talk about the wallets. I talked about them last year before they launched, probably like almost a month before they actually launched. And so having these dates in when you're going to launch and pre-launch timing, when you're going to send the emails and the notifications, when you're going to be filming certain content and prepping content and scripting that content, all of this matters when we are adding it all into our calendar. It's one big workflow, one big spread that helps us know what to do and when we have to do it, along with working around our life. And yes, it is a lot. It can be a lot. But one thing about it is that it makes it really, really easy when it's time to actually execute. So this can take me about 30 to 45 minutes to like really flip through and try and decide when I am going to do what. However, whenever I say, okay, it's time to actually execute, it's time to film, it's time to send out the emails, I don't have any issues. I know exactly what I'm going to do. I know when I'm going to do it. I know what time I need to do it. I know what I'm saying. I've already thought all of that through, and it makes it really easy. So I am planning 45 minutes, but it takes me like 3 minutes to actually do that task because of all of the additional thinking that I have already done. This also helps with timing of your supplies for your product launches. I had the biggest lesson in this last year. So for the month of December, I launched my wallets, and I grossly underestimated how many people would want these wallets. I horribly, grossly underestimated. And so I had initially I think I did my first order and I think it was like 100. And I ran out so incredibly quickly. And it was so hard for me to get them back in stock quick enough. And I think it was a couple of things. I realized that I launched it around Christmas and I underestimated how many people would want it as a Christmas present. I also underestimated my audience and just was thinking that a couple of people might like it, and it was way more than I expected. And if I would have pre-launched a little bit earlier, gave myself some time to be able to get those supplies in for Christmas, I believe that the launch would have been much smoother. So these are things that you just have to consider. These are things that, it's sometimes you don't learn until you experience it, but sometimes you can learn from the mistakes of others. So I hope that that will help you if you are launching anything anytime soon. You got to test your audience as much as possible. You got to ask them, you got to do polls, you got to send out emails, see how many people are actually interested in your product before you buy too many or you don't buy enough. And so supplies, timing is really big when it comes to your calendar as well. All right. So if you have any questions, please leave them in the chat box. I am going to answer your questions for a few minutes. I think we have like 20 minutes for me to answer questions. But remember, the Organized Business is coming up. February 15th is when we're going to launch it. If you are interested in it, I do have the link at the very, very top of the chat box where you can definitely check it out. You can read all about the different things that I teach within the class. And of course, you could always email me if you have any questions regarding any of the sessions or the timing of it or anything else. I'm open book. You can definitely ask me any questions. What else is coming up for this week? So tomorrow, I'm going to be posting my January flip through and my February reset in my planner. And I'm going to be showing you, if you missed the calendars that I was talking about and how I do my future dated calendar, that will be in that video as well. So if you wanted to see a close up, you can definitely see the close up of my planner and how I use it. On Thursday, if you're a part of the Organize You, on Thursday, I'm going to be sending you a special video on how to use your planner for motivation. I'm going to be sharing with you how I use my planner to actually get more things done, how I use my habit tracker specifically, and other parts of my planner to like motivate myself and help myself and make it easier to be productive. And then on Friday, we're going to be doing my budget setup and my budget organization. Okay, so that's going to be the full spread for the rest of this week. And like I said, if you're on my email list, you already know this because I sent this out in my newsletter on Sunday. I sent this out. So how do you get on my email list? Perfect question. I will leave it linked in the description box. But if you go to my website, theorganizedmoney.com, I do have a tab there that's like sign up for my email list. But I can also send you, I'll also add it to the description box where if you wanted to sign up, you can definitely check that link as well. So I'll leave the link to the Organized Business and the link to my email list if you wanted to sign up for that as well. Okay. And if y'all have any other suggestions, because now we're going to be going to Tuesdays, it's going to be Tuesday classes now where I'm going to be going live for about 30 minutes where we're going to be talking about money stuff, money organization. I have an upcoming class on organizing taxes, or getting yourself organized, getting prepared for tax season. So we will be talking about that coming up. I want to say that's the next live. So we're going to be doing that as well. And if you have any other classes for Teaching Tuesdays, let me know. And I'm definitely going to jump on, like I said, from 4 Central Time to 4:30 so that we can talk about any one of these different topics: organizing your life, organizing your money, organize your business. Yeah, so it's not 4 separate calendars. Well, it's up to you. You can have 4 separate calendars. I don't recommend having 4 separate calendars because when I originally said it, I realized that they were separate, but you need them to be together. You need them to be together only so that you can see the flow of how everything is going to work together. So originally, when I was thinking of the dates, I was going to keep them all separate. That was the original plan. But as I was even setting it up, I realized I was overbooking myself by setting it up as 4 different, like when I had this planner, and because this was a calendar, and then I was going to do this as a separate calendar. But when I did that, I overbooked myself just in writing it down. And I was like, that's not a good idea. So I switched it. I didn't switch the title, but I did decide at the last minute that it should be all in one. And then when I made it all in one, because these are the things that I actually track, I was like, yes, this actually worked. Color coded, make it all in one, squeeze it all in one section, in one calendar, so that you can make sure you are not overbooking yourself and that you are actually going to be able to stay on top of all of these different things. Yes, so we are going to be talking about small business, or if you are an entrepreneur or you just are a contract worker and your taxes can be lots. We're going to talk about the different things that I do to help myself organize for taxes. So I believe that is our next live. So be prepared for that one. Of course, I'm going to send it out just like I always do through the email list. So make sure you're on my email list so that you can know when our next live is going to be. Okay. Thank you all so much. So happy that you received your budget planner. Thank you all so much for the planner purchases and being so patient as I was restocking those wallets and my dividers. Everything is getting back in stock. The last thing that I need now is the wallet, but like I said, it will be back in stock at the end of February, and I will be sending out an email as soon as it is back in stock. All right. Thank y'all so much, and I will see you all next week. Bye, guys.